pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet. And joining us today on the UBC is Mr. Kwon and Mingu and Susan. Exactly. So for those of you who aren't aware, this movie is, well, it's about a drummer's passion. But I think the part that I find most interesting is the fact that the drummer himself is this wonderfully veteran of a band who is a hardcore drummer. This is amazing. So, can you tell us a bit about how you ended up meeting and this movie happening?
Okay, I saw the video about 3 years ago.
On YouTube?
On YouTube. I just, just kept watching, because I never got tired of it.
I can completely relate to that.
Yes. But the more I watched the video, the drummer in the video looked kind of familiar to me.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I know this guy. I've seen him somewhere. Because I'm a cameraman for a Korean program in Toronto.
Oh.
So I traced back my memories and I realized, oh, he's the one who played at some Korean event.
Yeah.
Then that's how it happened,
Oh wow, and he's YouTube famous.
Yes. I was like, oh, I should make a documentary about him.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was lucky because he's actually from Toronto, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have to go travel somewhere, so I was easily found him, and he kept track of all his documents, and he recorded his performances. So I was really lucky to have him in Toronto.
Incredible.
And here I am.
Oh my god, that's pretty awesome. So, go on. No, yeah.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, so when Mingo called you, were you surprised that he wanted to make a documentary?
예, 제가 놀랬죠. 저는 이제 한국 사람이니까 제가 놀랐어요. 우리 미구 씨가 저를 찾아와서 다큐를 만든다 그러는데 제가 이제 음악생활 50년을 했거든요.
와우.
50년을.
그런 경우인 건 알았어.
That understands.
Yeah.
내가 지금 71살인데 이 나이 먹어서 우리 민구 씨가 나를 다큐를 해줄 때 내가 또 감격했죠.
So basically what he was saying is that when he first heard Mingu was going to film about him on a documentary, sorry, he was really surprised because he didn't really expect it and he's never seen Mingu before. And he's actually been drumming for over 50 years and right now he's 71. And he's still drumming crazily. And but he was really honored that someone was able to put his story onto camera.
Amazing.
How did it feel being an internet celebrity?
Yeah, that's a good question.
제가 유튜브에 나온 게 인터넷에 나온 게 90년도 1990년도 때 그게 나온 게 지금 막 히트 쳐가지고 나와서 지금 200만 건 막 인고 하는데요. 저는 몰랐어요 이렇게 인기 있는지를. 근데 그냥 어떻게 해서 이제 유튜브를 보고 내가 이렇게 놀랐고 나서 우리 코리아 마이 칸츄에서도 굉장히 또 제가 코리아하면서 캐네디안이에요. 저도 코리아하면서 캐네디안이거든 사실은. 캐네디안이고 전 세계 어라운드 전체에서 많은 프렌드가 많이 했고 많이 해줘서 제가 굉장히 해피하고 이 나이 먹어서 행복을 느끼죠.
He actually didn't know that he was actually quite famous on when he first found out about this Korean drummer on YouTube website. He actually had more than 2 million hits over since 1990, and because he didn't know about it, he actually wasn't sure what this was about. And once he figured it out, he realized that people, all over the world, from Canada all the way, back home to Korea, people were watching him online, playing his drums the way he does.
Loving it too. It's so infectious watching it. It just brings a smile ear to ear. It's so good.
It's so good.
Did you guys know that that particular video was shot in Toronto 20 years ago?
No.
In Omni Television.
That was Omni Television?
Back then it was FMT.
Yeah. I had no idea. No, neither did I. I thought it was, we thought it was like a studio in Korea or something. No, it was here.
Yeah, it was shot
The
here.
original video.
Yeah,
butterflies. Call us a question.
Fans are calling in. They want to talk to you.
Was there a question
They're
since
all-
we have you on the mic? Was there a question?
Or any
Wow.
comments, or
I'm just so embarrassed. I just want to see you drum, really. I'm looking forward to that.
which you
We'll
will
get there. We'll get there.
absolutely at the end of the show.
I just posted some videos so everyone can see you, but then they'll see you for real.
I think there's also a Nick Tamayo. Sorry if I said
Oh,
your
that's
name wrong.
great.
Just wants to know, what does Mr. Kwon's shirt say?
Funny. Sure. Basically, it's a picture of him drumming. And
It's so epic.
it says Mr. Kwon's Ad K band. His band's name was actually called Ad K back in the 70s.
Oh,
Yes, it was his name under it.
amazing. Oh my gosh, that's great. So I mean, so how can people end up watching your film? So it's gonna be premiering at the
Vancouver Asian Film Festival first, and week after we're gonna have Toronto premiere in here at
Yeah.
the Asian Film Festival, and we have another screening in Richmond here
Oh,
on November 19th
okay.
at Richmond here Center for the Performing Arts.
Brilliant.
If you miss Toronto premiere, then you can watch it in
Richmond
Richmond here.
Hill?
Yes.
인바이팅.
Oh yeah, exactly.
인바이팅.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Is there anything else?
I'm just seeing if there's anything else happening online. A lot of people are just sharing the video.
Okay, I have a question to ask.
Go for it.
In Korean.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. So here's the story. I'm half Korean. I can speak conversational Korean, but I'm too intimidated to do an interview in Korean.
Ask question. 악기.
Right? So Mr. Kwon, drum 안 쳤으면 어떤 악기로 쳤을 거예요?
나는 드럼을 안 쳤으면 어떤 거 쳤냐면 깽가리 쳤겠지. 깽가리.
It worked.
There's an instrument in Korea called 깽가리.
깽가리.
Actually made of brass. It's a
Amazing.
really, really loud, crashing sound, just like the crash on the drums. And basically, you probably would have played the drums. You probably would have played that instrument over a drum if you didn't have a chance.
Hilarious. Okay, I have one more question. Final question for me. So, Mr. Kwon, obviously drums today, you're very like flamboyant. Oh my gosh, my phone. So, yeah, it's a Korean thing. Right? So, obviously, like when I see Korean people, they're not that flamboyant. They're very calm and proper. What made you?
액션.
Yeah.
이렇게 이제. I love you and my 어머니, 아버지.
Okay.
my 어머니, 아버지. I love you and my 어머니, 아버지 생각하고 내가 우리 어머니, 아버지 생각하면서 이 드럼을 치면 어머니, 아버지 감사합니다 하고 막 치면서 그 영혼이 나에게 와서 내 그 영혼이 춤을 추면서 그 어머니 아버지를 그리워하면서 막 몸부림치면서 하는 거야 내가. 그러니까 남들 볼 때는 크레이지가 좀 이상한 사람을 보고 좀 정신 이상한 사람은 그게 아니라 난 영혼을 해서 이 몸으로 발산하면서 그 부모의 고마움을 몸으로 한 맺힌 그것을 막 하는 거야.
와우.
교자들에서 그래서 내가 막 그래서 그냥 좋아하는 게 부모를 생각합니다.
That's not what I thought the answer was going to be.
Me either.
스토리가 그런 식으로
Okay, well, a lot of the people that actually know Korean culture, and Korean people are very, laid back, sort of.
A little more conservative,
conservative,
proper, yeah.
Right, and people don't do big actions like Mr. Kwon usually. Where Mr. Kwon actually was inspired by his parents, his mother and father, who has, raised him and his family through hard times during the Korean War, and his way of playing the drums is not really, made up as some people think it is. It's really coming from his heart that he wants to show people that he really loves his family, and that's his passion for his family and his drumming.
It's like an expression of his
Exactly.
appreciation
That's
for his
right.
family.
So, you'll see it in the film as well that, there are certain times like, oh, you think that, maybe he's a little overreacting. But at the same time, as you get to know him, he's really down to earth, and you'll see that, the way he expresses himself is really who he is, because that's how he talks, that's how he walks, and he'll go everywhere making people laugh. For sure.
한 가지만. 내가 저 위에 저 신발이야, 저거 하이 신발. 저거는 50년 동안 지금까지 전 세계에서 지금까지 나 하나만 저걸 쳐요. 50년 전. 1960.
Not one symbol.
야, 완신발. 노바리, 나. 50년 내가 저걸 치는데 지금까지 아무도 치는 사람이 없어요. 전 세계. 50년 동안 나만 친다고 하는데.
Well, he wanted to make drumming a little bit more exciting than just hitting the cymbals and the hi-hats and everything else that goes along with it. But right now, like in a few minutes, you'll probably see his drum set, and what it looks like. He has this one cymbal that's almost like 6 feet high. And he wanted to make his drumming a little bit more interesting and fun for him to practice and to, really show off what he's got.
Right.
And he started this in the 1960s, and since then we haven't seen anyone, be a little bit more creative with the drumming styles, and he's definitely one of the first person that's trying to, play the drums that are, taller than his own height.
That's awesome.
Question for you. Do you play the drums?
I do.
You do?
But I'm a little bit intimidated because don't see the friends
Anyway.
Awesome. And how many drum kits have you gone through in your life?
드럼을 몇 개 가지고 저것이 지금 이민아 1975년 1975년에 내가 가져왔는데 이게 올드원이야. 이게 지금 올드원을 내가 한드레피티에 내가 산 건데 저게 지금 50년 넘은 거야. 저게
Wow.
야, 이거 한국말 아니까 와.
Sorry,
저게 50년 넘은 건데 나도 50년 넘었고 저것도 50년 넘어. 저 보면 테이프 막 붙였는데 올드에 그렇지만 내가 바꾸지 않고 지금까지 never change, only this we and together now right friend.
Oh, that's like your best friend.
Best friend.
So, since he immigrated Toronto, he actually came here in 1970, and when he first came here, he purchased his drum for $150, and he thought about changing his drums a few times, but he really wanted to keep his first drum that he purchased when he first arrived here, and it's been his life friend for the last 35 years.
One second.
I understood that.
내가 죽어도 내가 죽어도 저 드럼은 우리 집에 박물관처럼 해가지고 저건 우리 집에 셋업돼가지고 so many people이 이제 와서 루킹하게끔 우리 집에다 박물관 했고 저거다 전시해 놓는다고 그러세요. 이제 저거를 내가 죽어서 없애고.
Yeah, so what he always dreamt of was to keep his drums even after his passing, so that he can actually showcase his drum as part of his collections of what he's been doing the last 7 years of his life, drumming away, right? But he wants to keep it in his basement, where he's right now collecting all the data that he has of himself as sort of like a museum for him.
Oh, that's great.
And
That's
so,
awesome.
if you ever have a chance to come and visit, he's always open.
Thank you very much. 감사합니다. Thank you so much. We can't wait to see you perform. And let's go right into our next video with our next guest, Casey. And after that, we'll get into an interview one-on-one with Miss Casey McKinnon. So thank you.
And don't forget, again, thank you, and don't forget you can catch the film it's the official selection at the Vancouver, there we go, Vancouver Asian Film Festival, am I correct there?
Yes.
And the official selection production at the Toronto Real Asian Film Festival. We have tickets that we're going to be giving away. Oh, there's the Real Asian. We've got tickets that we're going to be giving away. If you'd like to get some tickets to see this wonderful film, please call in via Skype. All you have to do is just call in via Skype. We'll work it out when we do. And that's it. So let's go to the video of Casey. Thank you. Bye.
Well, thank you. Thank you.